Okay, so basically I learned this week. Let's mute that real quick. Um, People are crazy as fuck. And and the thing is, I feel like I knew this already, but I don't know if y'all seen these here two stories that really caught my attention today and yesterday. At least yesterday. The first story, actually, maybe the day before yesterday, I can't remember. But point is, it's out of Inkster. Good grief. Down the street from my grandma's old house. But anyway, I probably shouldn't have said that. You know what? She's gonna come to me in a dream tonight, like, hey, don't be speaking my name. We talk about this bullshit. She cussed, so she might say it that way. Anywho, the people who were torturing the dude over on Burton, did y'all see this shit? This was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, first of all, this shit has been going on for like 4 fucking months, okay? I feel like this guy has to have like some type of maybe like mental disablement or something. Disablement, is that a word? Disability. I'm sorry, mental disability. Because, and not just because people tortured him. Like, no, I don't feel like, oh, he must be special because he let people torture him. No, of course I don't think that. No, but I'm just saying where I came to this conclusion because, okay, so he didn't have anywhere to stay. He's known this couple for like a minute. He didn't have anywhere to stay, so he reached out to whichever one he knew the longest. I can't remember which one. And they were like, yeah, fuck it. You can come sleep on our couch. It's going to run you $400 a month. But yeah, you can come stay with us. So he like, all right, fuck it. Dude works at CVS. So even though I feel like he has to be like, has some type of learning disability or slow in some type of way because of what, just some of the other shit he did. But point is, he's not too slow because he can keep a job. He's been working at CVS for like quite a while, and I'm not sure if it's the CVS up on Cherry Hill and like Inkster Road or the CVS that there was another CVS they talked about like in Dearborn on Telegraph. So I think he may have worked at that one. But anyway, point is, he can get a job. He keeps a job. He's been working there for like a while. So, he makes enough, to pay $400 a month. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's doing better than some people who would think that they all have their shit together. But, so he moves in with, they tell him they want $400 a month. He's like, okay, cool. But we want, this is where I was like, he has to be slow. We want your bank account information. We need that bank account information so we can get that shit out ourselves when the fuck we want to. Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. I'm married and my husband doesn't have my bank account information. But guess what? I don't have his either. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's your shit, that's your shit. Like, that's your private shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, no. My best friend, I would trust her to help raise my children if I died early. Does she have my bank account information? Hell fuck no, she doesn't. What do you need that for? But he gave it to him because he's like, I know him long enough and I felt like I could trust them. So that right there told me like, okay, you're not playing with a full fucking deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of 52, I'm guessing you're at maybe like a solid 40, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't excuse what they did to him though. So he gives them the information to his bank account and shit. And then what happens is they start taking all his fucking money. So he's like, okay, not only am I just giving up to 400, but like they're taking all of my fucking money. And then on top of taking all of his money, they start abusing him. I had to like really look over this shit. When I first saw the article and they were like, oh, they put a shock collar. Like they put on dogs to keep them from barking. They put a shock collar on him. And it made me think of Fun with Dick and Jane. If you've ever seen that movie, you understand. If you don't, then you won't. But there was a part where they robbed this dude, and it's a comedy though, but they robbed this dude and they put like a shock collar that they used to use on their own dogs on him. And when he tried to call for help, it shocked him. And so it's like, ha. So when I first read that part, I was like, what? Like, this is some movie type shit. But then as I went through, it was like, yeah, this isn't fucking funny at all. Like, the shock collar, they've hit him with wooden boards and broken his teeth. Bitch, I don't play with my teeth, so them shits is important. I'm saying, like, God gave us 2 sets, right? And 1 set fell the fuck out by the time you were 8. And so from like 9 all the way up until death, all you got is one extra. All you have is that 1 fucking set. So I don't like when people be playing with folks' teeth. But yeah, so they hit him with a board, a wooden board. They had broken his teeth and also just hit him, just period, just to hurt him. Hitting him with extension cords. Taking boiling water and making him put his hands in the boiling water. They burned his nipples with a lighter. Like, do you know how fucking sensitive a nipple is? Of course you do. How the fuck do you burn somebody's nipples with a fucking lighter? Like, oh my God, that was crazy as hell. Like, who does that? Who does that? And I'm like, what the fuck was he doing that y'all felt y'all had to keep doing this shit to him? I mean, there's no excuse to do that to anybody. I mean, I don't even feel like the people in fucking Guantanamo Bay are experiencing this bullshit. You know, like, what the fuck? Y'all taking all his goddamn money. First of all, you taking all his fucking money, and then on top of that, like, you're torturing him. He said that they would like, they also made him chew on a towel that was soaked in fucking dog urine. Chew on that shit. Like, what the fuck kind of sick shit? Who thinks of some sick shit like that? He said that anytime they went anywhere, they would make him ride in the back seat with the fucking child locks engaged, so that way he couldn't get out. If they went to a store, he would be like, they wouldn't leave him like unattended at the house, because of course they felt like he would like run away and tell somebody what was going on. So they would always make him go. They would take like his pants and his shoes, or his pants in one shoe, and like leave a fucking kid, because these motherfuckers got the nerve to have fucking kids. They would leave a kid in the fucking car with him, like, so that way he couldn't just like get out that bitch and take off. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's some crazy sick shit going on in the world. I share all of these fucking TikTok videos about aliens talking about how Earth stank, but like, that shit, I share it because it's funny to me, but because it's fucking true. Earth is a shithole. The whole fucking thing. The whole globe, the whole roundness of it. Not just certain countries here and there. No. The whole little round fucker itself. Shithole. So, anywho. Dude, she picks him up. She goes, the chick, her name's Vera. Okay. Vera. I feel like I wrote her name now. Vera Miller. She's 38. Looks a lot fucking older, okay, because I'm only 39. But anyway, Vera picks him up from fucking work, and she hits him in the fucking face with a cell phone. And it's like, what the fuck was that about? Bust his fucking lip. He already got bruises and marks and shit all over him. Bust his fucking lip. They leave from there. They go to Beaumont and Taylor on Telegraph. Look what kind of people y'all motherfuckers hiring, right? They go pick up the dude. His name is Corey Hill. They're a fucking couple. He's only 30. They pick him up. Like, he decides to start some shit with him, like, in the parking lot there. Hits him in his fucking face. Cracks his fucking jaw. They just abusing this dude. And it's just crazy. Because people like that, like, you always want to just, like, get a hold to and put fucking hands on. Like, bitch, hit somebody who's gonna really hit you the fuck back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I don't like. I don't like people beating up on people who can't do shit for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't cool. Like, run up on the right one. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Vera was probably whooping Corey's ass beforehand, because that bitch she looked real fucking husky. I saw her in court. The bitch looked husky crying. Don't cry now. Don't cry now. They also have fucking kids. There's 3 of them. I can't remember their ages, but it's like 10 and below. They're in the fucking house too. And they were either being abused or witnessing this fucking abuse, which means they're fucked in the head now too. Hopefully somebody will get them some help. But yeah, so they go to get Corey from work, Beaumont and Taylor, home Telegraph, and like, he assaults him, breaks his fucking jaw. So he like, what the fuck? Like, a nigga can't catch a fucking break. So they leave from there. They going back out to Inkster. They going back out to the town. They stop at that fucking Dollar Tree on John Daly and Michigan Avenue. Fucking trash. I went there one time. I'm not even gonna go into that story. That's something extra, but just let it be known. It was a couple years ago. That's my last fucking time going in there. Like, I don't put up with this hood shit. Like, you know what? Anyway, on another story. Point is, they go in the store and he's like, well, what the fuck? Like, she picked me up from work. I ain't had time to do shit. She bust my fucking lip. We picked this motherfucker up from his job. I ain't had time to do shit to him. He cracks my fucking jaw. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do when I get to the house? So he was like, fuck that. He climbed up through the front seat, because they didn't realize they don't have a fucking police car with a gate that keeps people in the back. He climbs up through the front seat, goes out, darts out that bitch, takes off. He runs across Michigan Avenue. He is left hiding in the fucking bushes. And y'all know Easton Police Department, well, y'all, I don't know who looks at this, but Easton Police Department is not far from there. Like, it's like right down the street on Michigan Avenue now. And so, like, somebody sees him, the police come, they get him. And at first, he just tells them that, like, somebody assaulted him at his job in the parking lot. He's scared, obviously. They send him to the hospital. All the rest of this shit comes out. All the rest of it comes out that he's been living in his house with these crazy motherfuckers abusing him for 4 fucking months. That's why I said, like, he has to be like of learning disabilities, or like, you know what I mean? Like he has to be like slow, because it's like they knew who to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew what kind of games they could play with him. They knew, give up your bank account information. Like, are you fucking, if my kid comes to me and says, what bank do you use? My nigga, why? Fuck you need to know all that for? Why you watching my pockets? That ain't none of your business. And I ain't even asking for an account. Why? You want to know what bank I use? Why? But he gave it. Because he's like, he known them long enough and he had trusted them. And that pisses me off too, because he trusted them and they still fucked over him. And now they're sitting in jail on their $250,000 surety bond. Sure not to get the fuck out. Staying there. This bitch had the nerve to be crying. First of all, nails done. Her nails looking like Cardi B. Nails done, but the rest of her body looking like fucking Play-Doh that's just exploded. Looking a whole fucking hot ass mess with this green ass, ragged ass hair. Like, I'm pissed. And I feel like if I saw her on the street, I probably wouldn't say shit about her because I wouldn't care. But just knowing how you treated somebody else pisses me all the way off. Abusing somebody, you know what I'm saying, who trusted you, who came to you for fucking help, and like y'all just took advantage. Y'all could have just been taking advantage of taking this fucking money, and that still would have been fucked up. But on top of that, like, y'all abusing him. They said dude had like bumps and bruises and burns and shit like all over his fucking body. Like, how do you do that to somebody? You fat, frumpy, funny shaped ass heifer. God, there are some people that just can't wait. You can't wait till they get to prison. It's like, I hope somebody, yeah. Raggedy fuckers. And then my next people here, this next story, God bless them. This one is out of Davidson County, out of Nashville, Tennessee. Out of Davidson County, Nashville, Tennessee, you have 4 siblings, right? One 30-year-old, 2 27-year-olds, they are twins, and another 26-year-old that is the younger sibling. So one is 30, 2 27, 1 26. And God bless them, they are learning impaired as well. They're intellectually disabled is actually what the article said. But their mother died about a year ago or so. They kept her in the house. They kept her in the house. And you can say like, well, maybe they didn't know better. They knew better. Okay, they knew what they were doing was wrong. But according to them, they said their mother wanted to be left, want them to leave her where she was and leave her undisturbed and lay her there. But anybody with common sense know that, guess what? A human body can't just be left laid the fuck out. Like, I mean, I can't just go jump into bed, die, and expect my body to stay the same fucking way for a period of time. Guess what? We are a living organism. So when we die, we break down, we decompose. And that is what happened to her. She decomposed. And guess what? She probably was ripe up in that motherfucker too. But do you know, these motherfuckers was throwing clothes on top of her. Clothes. Not ice. Not lime. Not potpourri. Like, not anything to try to help, you know, mask it. They were throwing clothes on top of her like, fuck, hey, if we can't see her, she ain't there. It's all good. As long as we don't see her, it's all right. Throw another shirt on top. Put a couple more shirts, another hoodie, throw a boot up there, you know. But she's been there for at least a year, and her name is LaRonda Jolly. That was her name, and she had her 4 kids. All 4 of them, like I said, were intellectually disabled. And I'm just like, made me wonder, like, did she have a drug problem? Like, how did you have 4 kids that were all intellectually disabled? All 4 of them. Not just 1, not 2, not 3 but 4. She looks kind of weird too. Like if you Google the story, you'll see her, and I'm like, yeah, she looks like she kind of a little off herself. But you know, that's just me talking. That's just me. You can look and judge for yourself, you know. But anywho, her brother, Anthony Jolly, he says that Jolly, isn't that a good name though? Jolly. What if they were like angry all the time? You have a name like Jolly, but be angry all the time. I don't feel like that would really work, but I love that name. I like it, Jolly. Yes, I love names like that. Jolly, Love. You know what I'm saying? Like certain names like that, they're just good names. I like them. Anyway, unless you're the opposite of them, maybe I won't. But anywho, point is, he said that he would like come by, you know what I'm saying, like to try to like see her, because he had said it'd been like 2 years since he had talked to his sister, and so like he would come over and like try to see her. And this is why I said like they knew what they were doing, you know what I'm saying, like whether intellectually disabled or not, they knew what they were doing, they knew what was going on, because he would come over to see his sister and they would be like, oh, she's asleep, or oh, basically she's indisposed. I'm sure they weren't using the word indisposed, but she's busy, she's asleep, she's in the shower, you know, you can't see her now. And he was like, this shit is kind of weird. Like, if I could just see her, then I would feel okay. They were like, no, you can't see her. Sorry. Try again, Unc. Come back another day. He would call, and then like one of the kids, one of her kids would get on the phone and impersonate her. Like they would talk to him like they were her and impersonate her. So that's why I said like they knew they were off, but they knew what they were doing, and they knew she had died, and they knew that it needed to be reported. Whether they thought they were, you know, following her final wishes, whatever, they knew what they were doing was like, wasn't right. That it was off. That fuck, it was weird. They knew it was wrong. They may not have known weird, but they knew it was wrong, definitely. As of right now, they're not really sure what she died from. Her brother says he doesn't think that she had like any type of health ailment, but there are a lot of times when people have stuff going on and they just don't share it with their family like that. Sometimes they don't want them to worry, or sometimes they just feel like it's none of your fucking business, you know, whatever. But he didn't know of any type of health conditions or ailments or whatever she may have had, so he's not familiar with that. But they have performed an autopsy, and so now they're waiting for results to come back to confirm her cause of death, even though they said it didn't show like any signs of foul play. Like there was, you know, of course, no stab wounds, no gunshots, no strangulation, like nothing that showed like signs of a homicide or anything foul. But they have done an autopsy just to see if they can kind of figure out exactly what her cause of death was. But I'm just like, I mean, I don't work in forensics, so I don't know, but I'm just like, she been dead a whole year. I feel like a lot of evidence has deteriorated. Yeah. I mean, she doesn't have preservatives. She's not a McDonald's fry. Like, she's not just going to keep the same shape for like a whole year. Like, I could only imagine what she looked like in that room, broken down up underneath all them coats. You know, she was like at the bottom of like basically the Thanksgiving guest coat pile. That's not funny. I'm sorry. That's not funny. But that's what they did. They just kept throwing shit on top of her like some fucking coat pile at, you know, the holiday get-togethers. People are so weird. So weird. But yeah, those are 2 stories that stood out to me this week. I don't know what story stood out to y'all, but I was like, God damn, like this is some weird shit. But okie dokie. Especially the one in Inkster, I was like, what? I mean, well, I guess both of them were kind of weird, but the one in Inkster kind of stuck out because I was like, holy shit, look, this down the street from my granny's house. Oh my God. Craziness. Anywho, yeah. Google them, look them up, you know what I'm saying? Like, torture in Inkster, dead mother in Nashville. Google that shit, man. I've been reading all about these people. Like, what in 2 fucks is really going on? The world is crazy, y'all. As the alien said, Earth stank. I'm ready to go. Beam me up, Scotty.